Hi guys, today we'll learn about async and defer tag in JavaScript. So without any delay, let's get started. This is what I made. So yeah, first of all, what is there is like here is how our video will flow. First, there is some theory. I'll tell you what is async and defer, how it works. Then I'll show you a real life example by doing some code, like when to use async and when to use defer and when when to use neither of them. No, okay. So yeah, one thing that you must know is you don't need either async or defer if you are using the script tag at the bottom, no, at the place where the body just ends. No, let me show you. Not Notion, let me show you VS Code. Yes, we use async and defer here. We use async, no, not here, sorry. We use async here or defer here. These are boolean attributes, so their value is either true or false. By default their value is true, but if you are using script tag here just before the body ends, you don't need, most probably you don't need either one of them. But if you are using script either here one sec, yeah, but if you are using script tag either in the header section or somewhere in between the body, then you might need to use async or defer. No, so yeah, let me show you what they are and how they work now that you know where to use it. Yes. Now, this is normal when we are not using either async or defer. Okay, in normal scenario, and when our script tag is not at the bottom, it is either somewhere in between the body or in the head section. Okay, so what happens in that case is HTML. What a browser does is first HTML parsing starts. Then as soon as a browser and HTML parsing starts from top to bottom. Now as soon as the browser encounters the script tag, script is fetched from the network, step 1. Then script is executed. Okay, and the the point where a browser encounters the script tag, HTML parsing stops. You can see here I wrote that HTML parsing stopped the minute a browser, the minute, no, the millisecond, like the point at which the script tag is being encountered. HTML parsing stop, and then script is fetched, script is executed. Then when the execution of the script is finished, only after then the HTML parsing continues. This is what happens in a normal scenario when we are not using either async or defer, and our script tag is somewhere in between body or in head section. No, now let me show you what happens when we use async. Let me tell you one more thing. Async is not of that use. Defer is much better, like it's kind of a default choice if you are having script tag somewhere in head section. Okay, so yeah, so let me show you how it works when we have async. Mm, okay, okay. So what happens is HTML parsing starts. Now let's say we encountered the script tag. Now what happens? The script is fetched. Okay, but the script is fetched, but notice that this HTML parsing, no, it continues, it doesn't stop. This script is fetched in parallel with HTML parsing. Okay, and when the script is being wholly fetched from the network, then script is executed, and here the HTML parsing stops. When the script execution is finished, HTML parsing again continues. So in async what happens is HTML parsing continues during the fetching of script. Okay, not during the execution, but during the fetching of script. Understood? This is what happens in async. And don't worry, I'll show you an example after we'll go through this theory. Okay, now what happens in case of, okay, actually I'm using this paint 3D for the first time, so yeah, no worries. What was it? Differ. So what happens in case of differ, let me show you. In case of differ, again the HTML parsing starts. Okay, now HTML parsing starts. Now what happens is, let's say the script is fetched. This script is fetched. Okay, no worries. HTML parsing still continues during the fetching of script, and only when the HTML parsing completes, the script is being executed. So understood, no? In differ what happens is HTML parsing is done, and only after then the script is being executed. Okay, so let me go through async and differ once again. In async what happens is HTML parsing starts and continues while script is being fetched, and it stops while script is being executed, but as soon as the execution of the script is finished, HTML parsing continues again. Okay, and in differ HTML parsing starts it, and in parallel script is being fetched, and only after the HTML parsing finishes, script is being executed. So yeah, that's about it. Now let me show, okay, let me show you guys an example when to use differ, when to use async, when to use none. Okay, so let us code and understand the difference between async and differ, and what to use when, and do we even need to use them, no? So yeah, let's understand this. So we are in VS Code, make index.html. We will make a very simple program, and one second I'll tell you what it is. Okay, not script.html, rename script.js. Yes, okay. So we'll make a program where there will be a paragraph, and when the user hovers mouse over those paragraph, some of the words that are in bold will change color. Okay, so let me repeat again. There is a paragraph, and some words in that paragraph is in bold, and when the user hovers mouse over the paragraph, the bold words changes color from black to let's say red. Okay, so yeah, let's do it, and you will soon understand very clearly what is differ and this async and why to use it or whether to use them or not. So yeah, first let's have a paragraph. Let me say lorem, mm, 25. So yes, I got a small paragraph. Let's make some words bold. How do we make some words bold? By using strong. Okay, let's make some more words bold so that the result is clearly visible. Let's make one more word bold. That's it. Then we'll do what? We'll move on. Yes. Okay. Now let me just first see the result. Okay, we are getting one line, not a para, but yeah, that's fine. Let me arrange VS Code and this browser window side by side so that you guys can see better. Now you guys can see better. Okay. Now what we want is when the user hovers mouse over this para, the color should turn red. So let's have an event on mouse over is equals to, let's have a function change color in script.js which will be called. Okay, when mouse is being hovered over this para, let's have our script here. Let's have our script here. Give it a source. The source is script.js. Now, okay. Note that we have the script at the bottom of the body. I'll change its position after doing this program so that you'll understand what happens when we have a script at different position. So let's make script.js. First, let's fetch these strong words. Now, let's name them bold words. Bold words is equals to document dot query selector all, because we are selecting all these words which are having the tag strong. So we'll get an array of words of like these three words, one, two, and this three, all three words which are in bold. So now let's make our function which is const change color. This is the arrow function that I made here, and yeah, let me just confirm the name. Yes, it is change color. Okay, now what should happen? Let's run a for off loop here for words let word of, so that we'll get each word in every loop of bold words. Why this red line? Hmm? Okay, this. Okay, now that we have these words, like in first cycle of loop we'll have this word, in second cycle we'll have this word, in third cycle we'll have this word. Let's change the color one by one. In each cycle we'll change the color. by doing word dot style dot color is equals to red. Okay, now it should work. Yes, it's working. See, when I hovered mouse, it turns red. It is black. Now let me hover mouse here and it turns red. Voila. Okay, now let me show you something. No, like the real thing begins. When I have script tag, here I have script tag at the bottom, like just before when the body tag ends. I have my script tag there. But let me remove script tag from here and let me put it in the head section and let's see what happens. So see, our code is not working. I'm hovering over this paragraph, but the bold text is not changing color. So why is it so? Hmm? It is because our since our script is in head, this HTML is never being passed, and before that our script is being executed. So that's why. But if I use delay here, it will work. See, let me show you. Nah, it's not working. Let me figure out why. It should work. Delay. Let me have async here. Yes, in async it's working. In delay also it should work. Am I writing something wrong? It's differ. Sorry. That's what I thought. Yeah, like why it's not working, man? Yes, now it's working. Okay, guys. Now you might ask, like, why it's working in differ? It's logical. See here, the chart here. In differ, what happens? In async, what happens? In differ, what happens is HTML parsing is done, in parallel script is fetched, and only when the HTML parsing is done, this script is executed. Since first HTML parsing has been done, is finished, only afterwards script is being executed. In differ, when we use differ, this works. Okay, but you might ask, Rajat, it's also working in with async. So what's the difference? Okay, let's see what happens in async. In async, what happens is HTML parsing is run in parallel with the fetching of script, but as soon as the script is being fetched, HTML parsing stops and script starts executing. And only when the script is being fully executed, HTML parsing continues. Okay, but what if our HTML is so few, there are so few lines in our HTML that it is being wholly parsed here also, like in this area we don't need to go here. No, like when our script is being fetched, before that our HTML being passed fully, we don't even need to go here. Okay, so this might happen. And here uh, okay, this code might be working for async also, but because we are having like very few lines of code, but let's say you have 10,000 buttons in your code. Okay, and then you're using async somewhere in between your body. So in that case things will not work. Some things work, some things won't work. Only those, like it will not recognize those particular functions. Like if I say it will say it doesn't know what strong is, because strong is not yet being passed. Our HTML script is so large, our HTML is so large that uh, this keyword is not, like this strong is not yet encountered, so this is not So this script.js will not recognize this. So yeah, so async won't work in case our code is large. Okay, and differ works because differ in case of differ only after the HTML parsing finishes, script starts executing. So yes, differ works, but you don't have to think about either differ or async if you are using a script at the bottom like here. You don't have to worry about these things. Okay, so this is the one difference. This is one difference between async and differ. Another difference is if you have multiple scripts in your code and those scripts are dependent on each other. Okay, let's say first script result will be used by the second script and second script's result will be used by the third script. In that case we cannot use async. Why we cannot use async? Because if we use differ, the scripts will run in order as the as it is being encountered from top to bottom. First the script which is at top will run, then which is at mid will run, and then finally the script which is at the bottom will run. But in case of async there is no defined order. It may happen that first the third script will run and third script will say that I need result from the second script, but second script has not run yet, so there we get errors, no? So yeah, if we have multiple dependent scripts we cannot use async because it might result in errors. Okay, so like it's my personal opinion, async is not of much use. Either use differ or have a script tag at the bottom. So I think I have covered it all. Let me see if there is something else that I need to cover. Something else that I need to cover. Okay, yes, I have covered all of it. So guys, yes, thanks for watching and we'll meet next time.